Hi folks, it's Rich here, the novice noisemaker. Clues in the title. I'm not a great guitarist. I do like guitars. I've had a lot of guitars, 189. I've had a lot of Teles of different sorts. And if you're interested, this is not about the playing, but this is about the guitars. We've got new price that I bought this second hand, £137 Harley Benton TE62 DB. You jump up a peg on price from £137 to the new price of a Squier Classic Vibe, and you've got $379 here in the UK. And then you go off piste a little bit and you've got a Chapman. This is the gold top version. It's the ML3 Pro, which is a high spec one, and they'll cost you £1,000. Typically you can get them for less when they're on offer, but that's kind of their new price. I've not got a Mexican fender here. I have had one before. I haven't got one or a Ventera, but with just a very quick top, middle or bottom. So on your top, you get a mahogany chambered body. This particular one is a beautiful gold top, and it goes yellow and green and mustard like a gold top should. It's got brass saddles here. It's got Seymour Duncan hot Tele pickups. It's got a roasted maple neck. It's a nice light roast. It's got stainless steel jumbo frets. It's got glow in the dark side dots here. It's got strap buttons it comes with. I'm not using them. It's got roller string trees, and it's got hip shot open gear locking tuners. It's also got a tusk nut, so it's a high spec guitar. That's how it should be for the kind of money that they cost. And then your Squier Classic Vibe is your pine body. You don't get brass saddles. I'll put these on. You've got 21 nickel frets, which are tall, narrow. They came polished, they're fine. The fretwork is good, as the Chapman fretwork's immaculate. On here you get old school type tuners, which are not particularly good. Old style string tree, just the one of them. And you've got two Alnico pickups from Squier Fender. And then in your Harley Benton, you've got a basswood body, a bit of a flimsy switch, old school saddles, which I do like. Here, sparkly finished double bands, very nice. Caramelized neck, which is there to take on a roasted maple neck. A laurel fingerboard, very good fretwork, can't fault that. Medium jumbo frets, they're my personal favorite in nickel, 21 of those. And some tuners that are absolute junk and need to be thrown away. Mega stiff, inconsistent, horrible to use. And the little post as well, you've only got enough to put literally about 2 mil of string in there. They're awkward to get on with. So we're going to try and keep this nice and brief, just to give you just a little feel on sound. It's only through an iPhone SE, so nothing special here. No reverb, no delay, a few chords, a few individual notes. Just a little bit for you. It's better. They're all nice to play in different ways. They've all recently had new strings. 2 of them have got 10s, including this one. The Chapman has got 9.5s. The new Ernie Borleys, 9.5s. So. Taste of that, how to tune. So that's what you get down the middle of the road. Should have done it the way around really. Let's go straight to the top of the road. Here. Right, so back to clean. Much chunkier neck on this. I don't like, it's too chunky for me. frets. Don't like jumbo frets. If you've not had stainless steel frets before, my opinion on them is that they're quite round and bulbous feeling, and they just feel fat to me. Yes, they're smooth, but yes, they're fat. It's gone right out of tune, that has. New, I stretched the strings to jack buggery, but they're still not settled in yet. And you did it when you changed them a couple of days ago. All over the place. And the temperature in this room varies a lot as well. Funny, none of my guitars are ever in tune. Some worse than others. Tickle on the old Chappers and the Harley Benton. So totally different sounding, all of these guitars. Just a few chords. Back on. The pickups on this are pretty loud. As well, it's way too high for me. Let's just turn that off for a second. So it's a funny one, isn't it, when you're spending different amounts of money as to what you want and what your expectations are. A lot of people would absolutely balk at the idea of spending £1,000 on a Chapman guitar because they don't like the reverse headstocks or they're not into the brand or whatever. I get that. If you look at it spec for spec, you're not getting a Fender with all that stuff on it for £1,000. That's for sure. There are some other brands that you get good stuff on for the money. Obviously, no Jets here, but yeah. So you know what? Basically, I think the way I feel about this, it's strange and it's a perception thing, and maybe it's because I know the cost of them. But whilst this feels nice, the flimsy switch and the knob switch are a bit stiff feeling, and the horrible tuners, it feels like a cheaper guitar. It's not horrible to play. The pickups sound pretty good, but then the note definition's not as good as the Squier. I picked the Squier up, and maybe because you've got a glossy neck, which isn't to everyone's taste, I get that, but there's just, and this sort of glossy body, there's this weird perception of quality with it, you know, it just glistens and shines everywhere. And the pickups, I love the sound of the pickups on these. You know, people say the Chinese ones were better, they were tone riders, this, that and the other, maybe they are, but just on their own right, I love the sound of these pickups. They take gain decently, they're smooth and creamy on the neck, and they're bitey on the bridge and clear. It's just a lovely guitar to play. And then when I pick up my Chapman, this isn't really the neck for me. It's too chunky, but Rob signed it for me, and when I was at the guitar show, I wanted Rob to sign a guitar for me, and it was the only one I liked. Shame I wasn't there on the Sunday because there was an ML1X in gold. I didn't see that on the Saturday. It must have been out of stock, out the back. Anyway, but when you pick up this, you suddenly have another uplift on your perception of the quality. Well, not perception, it is, isn't it? The pickups on here don't really sound a lot like a Tele. You have to, if you dial the amp in differently, turn the tone down a little bit and the volume and go a bit more mellow, you can. But these handle gain brilliantly. There's loads of videos on YouTube of people playing these guitars full on out metal, and they do that really well. So these pickups are note crystal clear, they're bright and they're loud, and it's more of a rocky metal guitar than a Tele. I'm just looking at this, you can't see this here, these glistening amber coloured. It looks like Jurassic Park with the little mosquito in it. That's beautiful. That gold is amazing. Yeah, so you definitely have that uplift on quality when you go from one to another. But there you go. So just an idea, nothing more. Whether you're thinking you want to spend a lot or a little, there's a Telecaster for everyone. Let me know your thoughts.